Hukam mile vadiyai. Third line. Hukmi, again, by the commander, uttam neech. Circumstances in your life are not in our control. What happens in this life is not in your control. By the commander, hukmi, uttam means highs and neech is low. You get high in life and you get low in life. Notice that there is an aunkar under uttam and an aunkar under neech. So it's not plural, this is a singular word. By the commander, some of you are high, some of you are up, and by the commander, some of you are down. And if we think about life, life is pretty much a roller coaster in that way. Yeah? In every aspect, a roller coaster of emotions. Yeah? Within one day, how many emotions do you go? Sometimes you feel elated and happy. Sometimes you feel really sad. All within, a couple of minutes of each other. So these highs and lows, almost out of your control. We don't control. If we were in control of our emotions, we would choose to be happy all the time. But even our emotions are a bit of a roller coaster. All our possessions and our wealth, sometimes we have a lot, sometimes we don't have a lot. Circumstances in life, completely out of our control. Even our physical health, sometimes we're in very high physical health, sometimes we're in low physical health. Not in our control, yeah? Constant roller coaster. Social status, yeah? Sometimes we're very well received by our peers, by our friends, by our families. Sometimes they don't want anything to do with us. Yeah? So these things are constantly happening in life, and this is all part of Hukam. Guru Nanak Dev Ji gave the answer to the question, Hukam Rajai Chalana. Now you have to understand that this Hukam applies to every aspect of your life. Yeah? It applies to your creation. It applies to your life. It applies to this notion that I am great. That's not your doing. Even if you're the highest king in the world, it's not your doing. Yeah, it's all part of this bigger picture. Hukmi uttam neech. Then it says, Hukam likh dukh sukh paiye hai. So this is Hukam with a Sihari here. Within Hukam, by the written Hukam, Hukam likh, dukh sukh paiye hai. Here, dukh doesn't have an aunkar underneath it. Dukh doesn't have an aunkar underneath it. This is plural. Dukh, which is lots of sadnesses. And sukh, lots of pleasures, lots of happinesses. Paiye hai. Even this is not in your control. This is written. This is happening. Hukam with a Sihari is the first one. Because of Hukam. Within Hukam. Yeah, it's all within Hukam. So by this Hukam is written all of your dukh and sukh. Now this is something that we really have to focus on. What is dukh and sukh? What is dukh? What is sukh? We think we know what dukh is. We know what dukh feels like. We know what sukh feels like. And we think that we understand why dukh and sukh happens. In its most basic form, when you receive something, you can say that's sukh. When something is taken away from you, you perceive that to be dukh. In its most basic form, yeah? Somebody gives you things, you feel happy. Somebody takes something away from you, you say, that's sad. You say, I know why I'm sad, because he took that thing away from me. I know why I'm happy. Why are we happy in family life? Oh, there's a new baby. We've received something in life. Someone passes away, something's been taken away. That's dukh. We don't understand why dukh and sukh happens. We think because we receive this new family member, that is sukh, we've received something, because a family member gets taken away, something's been taken away. That's not the reason for dukh and sukh. We're externalizing. Yeah? When something gets taken away, we blame that. We say, that's the reason why I feel sad. But sadness isn't happening over there. Sadness is happening within you. So it's something that's happening within you that's making you sukh, and something that's happening within you that's making you dukh. We need to understand what is that. Yeah? Sukh and dukh doesn't happen outside. Things happen outside. Circumstances happen outside. But sukh and dukh happens inside. So there's a magic formula. This is another beautiful formula that we have to learn. This is the mathematical formula. Expectation minus reality equals dukh or sukh. I'll repeat that. Your expectation of what something should happen versus what's really happening determines your dukh and sukh. Let's explore that concept a little bit more. Let's say that I arrange a meeting with you. I arrange a meeting with you and I say, I want you to meet me at this place at 12 o'clock. Yeah? What is my expectation? I set an expectation in my head. My expectation is you're going to be there, and my expectation is you're going to come at 12 o'clock because that's what we've agreed. If you turn up a few minutes early, you've exceeded my expectation. Yeah? So here's reality. Reality is, well, here's my expectation, 12 o'clock. You've exceeded it. You've come a little bit early. I feel a bit happy. If you come 5 minutes late, my expectation is 12. You arrive at 12:05. Doesn't bother me too much. I can cope with that. Let's say you arrive at 12:30. I'm going to be a little bit annoyed, right? Because why? Not because it's 12:30. What does time mean? Doesn't mean anything. Because you've gone away from what I expect. So my expectation, I'm holding on to my expectation. I'm not accepting that fact that you turned up at 12:30. Oh yeah, there must have been a good reason. Yeah, fine, no problem. I'm holding on to my expectation. No, I told you 12 o'clock. If you turn up at 2:30, I'm going to be very annoyed. Why? Because the deviation of the reality is you turned up at 2:30. That's reality. But how far away you are from my expectation is directly proportional to how much dukh and sukh I'm going to feel. It works the other way too. If you turn up one day early, I'm not going to be very happy either. So there's a certain point where you can be a little bit too early. Right? So, in order to keep me happy, I would say to you, stick to the plan. Because I don't want to change my plan. My plan is what I live by. 12 o'clock, that's it, set. So notice a very simple example, and this is how we live our entire life. We plan our life out. We think this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And anything that deviates from our plan will have a direct impact on how we feel. Our dukh and sukh is directly related to how much we've planned. Let's say I have absolutely no interest what time you turn up. I say, just meet me, come over, I'm not really doing anything, come over whenever you're free. Whatever time you turn up, I'm happy with. Why? What's the difference? If you turn up at 12, I'm happy. If you turn up at 2:30, I'm happy. Why? What's changed? The expectation is not there. I have no expectation, so you can't disappoint me. You can't deviate from my plan because I made no plan. You turned up at 12 o'clock? Okay, fine. You turn up at 2 o'clock? Fine. I had no plan, so You can't disappoint me. Very simple. Expectation minus reality. Now, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is talking about the reality. That is hukam. The reality is, this is what's happening. Like it or not, this is what's happening. Like it or not, you're going to turn up at 2:30. Right? Now, how much dukh do I want to feel depends on how much I want to hold on to that 12 o'clock idea. It's just an idea. It's just a thought in my head that I think you're going to turn up at 12. That's all it is. It's just an idea. And just based on one idea, can you imagine how angry we can get? I can get furious at you. Why? Not because you turned up at 2:30, because that's the reality of it. Because you've deviated from my plan. I gave you a plan, I gave you something, you agreed to it, and you've taken something away from me. But reality, what have you taken away from me? You've taken nothing away from me. Yeah? You've not crashed my car, you've not burnt my house down, you've not taken anything away from me, you just turned up late. But you have taken something away. You've taken my expectation and you've just said, I don't care about your expectation. So imagine how angry we can get just by having a thought in our head. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is talking about the reality. At every moment in life, just accept reality as it is. Accept reality as it is, and your dukh and sukh now start becoming irrelevant.